now tuned into the greatest.
So when that bag come, I won't fumble. I'm just stacking on the low, but hey, I'm tired of being humble. Let me get to it. That motivation music. Get control of your life, don't let nobody else do it. Cause we're not gonna have Metro S550s cruising. Feel like you winning on the.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. Now, I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, or you just want to get one of your hot takes off, go ahead. Give us a call, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play your take back on our next episode. And then shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code The Run Podcast. Now, this code only applies for first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I don't know about you, but you better go to some of these playoff games because my Tigers been killing it, man. My Tigers, I'm going to talk about it later on in the show. I always hint at baseball stuff, but I don't really talk about it too much. But, oh, my gosh, the game 4, tremendous. And I probably should start with this, but no, I'll save it for the back end of the show. So we got the Buffalo Bills on the clock. All right, so Bills, Falcons, primetime game happening. Oh, my gosh. I'm honestly nervous. I'm very nervous. Truth be told, I am so nervous for this Falcons and Bills game Monday. So like my motto all through the game and all up into the game and hopefully not after, but it's just going to be go out there and have fun. Like, I think it's a chance the Falcons can win, and I'll explain all of this stuff in just a sec, but just go out there and have fun. At this point, go have fun, fellas. There's some things that's in our favor, but I'm honestly nervous. And the biggest thing here is I just don't have enough confidence in this Falcons team to say that we're going to go out here and beat the Buffalo Bills because yes, we have defensive stats on our side being, the allowing the second least passing yards and the second least total yards coming into week 5. But the fact is right now we're 2-2. There was 2 games where we looked awful and there were 2 games where we were kind of decent. So, it would be hypocritical of me to say, Falcons going to go out here and win. They're going to beat the Buffalo Bills when I don't have that confidence because 2-2 right now, the games we won were against subpar quarterbacks and the games we lost were against pretty decent quarterbacks, established quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks in Baker Mayfield. So we played, kind of both sides of it and we've been inconsistent in both parts. So because of that, I don't have that confidence to be like, oh, my Falcons are going to go out here and beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, however, I will say defensively, that's probably where I have the most confidence with this Atlanta Falcons team. Yeah, I know Bills, they're ranked 3rd in passing yards. They have a great passing offense. They can run the ball and beat you. It's a lot of things in the Bills' favor that are working in our disadvantage as a Falcons fan. But ultimately, on the offensive side, I don't know how consistent we'll be. I'm sure that on the defensive end, we'll be all right, we'll be decent. But the thing that scares me is the fact that, yeah, we have, a good defense so far, and the defense is this and statistical numbers and all of that. But Josh Allen only needs so much time to be able to figure it out and figure out what he's doing wrong and where the offense needs to take advantage of a certain defense that's in front of them. So that's where my concern is because you will ultimately have to keep putting points on the board and just continuing to go toe-to-toe offensively in order to beat the Buffalo Bills. I haven't seen, hey, that New England game was different. That was a division game. Anything happens in those division games, as I always say. But it typically against this Buffalo Bills team, teams aren't just shutting them out by stopping them defensively. Now, we've seen it happen, but with Josh Allen in this offense with the Buffalo Bills, man, sometimes you're going to just have to outscore them and just duel them offensively rather than really getting some stops and stuff like that. So, yes, I think Falcons defense can keep us in the game. We get A.J. Terrell back, which is going to be huge. And then obviously Divine Diablo, he's been playing great so far at linebacker. So I have a lot of confidence in this Falcons defense. But, again, the Bills, the offense, this is an elite offense of the NFL. This is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL. You can make that argument as well. So, we can hold Josh Allen to, maybe some stops at some point. But the entire game, it's going to be weird. And then obviously Bills going to be coming out with a vengeance because they just lost. They had an ugly loss loss really against the Patriots last week. So they want to turn it around, and it can be good or bad. They played football last week. We did not play football last week. So some of these things I take into consideration when I'm thinking about Falcons beating the Bills. Now, however, the biggest thing here, the biggest thing above all, and I think this is crucial when we talk about the Falcons-Bills matchup. Immediately, I've already said, I don't have confidence. Falcons, just go out there, have fun, do your thing, whatever. But the Falcons actually have a shot at beating the Bills. And I know it sounds crazy when you hear this, but statistically, we match up pretty decent. So the Falcons are averaging 136 yards per game. We rushed over 100 yards in the past 3 games that we played. And the Bills are ranked 28th in run defense after week 5. Now, they've allowed 100 or more rushing yards in 4 of their last 5 games. So this tells me with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, the Falcons are probably going to pound the rock and try and just go out running the Bills home and just bring it home by keeping the ball on the ground. So I'm okay if that's the case, but that's one of those statistics where it does show that we're not completely out of the game, and we have some sort of leverage of what way we can try and expose this Bills defense to put points on the board. That's ultimately what the game is about, putting points on the board. We've seen our offense do it at times. We've seen our offense look crappy at times. So you never really know with this Falcons offense. So that's concerning, but this is why I don't have the full confidence. But I will say certain statistics, when you manipulate them and you just honestly look at the basic statistics that's there, Bills are not a good run defensive team. The Atlanta Falcons are a great run team. So, these things make it a little easier for me to have confidence in the Falcons. Not saying they're going to win, not saying they're going to, come out here and just obliterate the Bills on the ground, but there's an avenue to exploit here. And obviously, I think the biggest part here is, yes, we have the run advantage over the Bills statistically, but we absolutely have to get Drake London and the rest of our receivers involved. If there is no threat to the Bills secondary, there is not going to be a good chance at the Atlanta Falcons being able to stay in this game offensively. It just won't happen if we cannot get our receivers the ball, if we can't present Drake London as a serious threat to the Bills defense. It just won't happen. And then I'm definitely not counting on our offense or our defense. I'm not counting on our defense to keep us in the game the entire time, because the Bills, they are a legitimate offense. They're a great offense. So I'm not betting the bank on, our defense getting a bunch of stops through the game and it being a super low scoring game. I just haven't seen that happen very often with the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, you could talk about last week and what the Bills did against the Patriots, but that's just, division games are nasty. That's just how it is. You never know what you're going to get in a division game. So both of these teams, they don't really see each other often. And man, I'm a little nervous. I'm just a little nervous about it, because Bills are top 3 in yards per game. Falcons is top 2 in defensive yards per game. Bills throw the ball well. Statistically, the Falcons cover the ball well in the secondary. So it goes hand in hand, and there is an advantage. Bills do not run the Bills have a bad, the defense. Yeah, Bills have a bad run defense. Falcons have a great ground game offensively. So it's a lot of give and take of what will work and what won't work. And ultimately, I'm hoping the Falcons offense adjusts to if the ground game isn't working, or if the Bills are prepared to stop the ground game. So these are some of the things I'm taking in consideration, and ultimately why, bottom line is, yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in the Falcons, because 2 games we won, 2 games we lost, and it was completely different Falcons team, 2 complete different Falcons team. I don't know, both in the games we won looked like a different team than the games we lost. So I just don't have a lot of faith in what the Falcons can do. So my message, I hope we win. I want us to win. But hey, man, my Falcons, dog, look, y'all just go out there. Y'all boys just go have fun, man. Y'all boys just go out there, have fun, throw the football around, fly around on defense. Just go have fun, because I really don't know what to expect. I don't want to lose, but just go have fun, fellas. That's it. Just go out there, have fun, do your thing. That's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, man. So this game is happening Monday, by the way. It's a Monday night game, and I'm excited for it. Prime time. I'm also nervous about that too, because last time Falcons played in prime time, we didn't really look good. We struggled. We kind of struggled. So I'm nervous, man. This team is not very consistent. And that's the one thing that bothers me so much about this Falcons team. Because, all right, truthfully, the Falcons have so much potential offensively. Defensively, they're pretty good right now. They're ranked a top 5 defense statistically. So I'm good with the Falcons defensively, but dog, offensively, we're just so inconsistent. And I don't know what to expect. So I'm like scared, bro. And I'm like, go have fun, fellas. Just do whatever you do. Whether you lose by 30, win by 30, go have fun. That's it. That's the message. That's the pep talk. That's all I have for them boys of playing the Buffalo Bills. Go have fun. That's it. All right, look, man, we got some more stuff coming up. Some news for the run obviously is happening. MLB news is in here, of course, because playoffs have been crazy. Oh, man, Yankees eliminated. I'm already spilling the beans, but don't go anywhere, look, because we'll come right back. We're going to come in with some news, NFL news as well, because it's a lot of different things, a lot of games that, you know, I'm excited to watch this week, definitely. So we'll talk on that in just a sec. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. It's halftime.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
All right, man, welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got some news for the run here. Let's start off with the MLB scores because this has been a crazy postseason so far, and I'm loving it. So recently, we had the Yankees. They're the first team to get eliminated in the second round. We love to see that. I mean, personally, I didn't want to see the Yankees win, and I'm hoping the Phillies pull it through. I know they're down right now 2-1, and this game is actually going to be played today. But I'm hoping the Phillies pull it through because I don't want to even see the Dodgers go there. And y'all gonna say I'm hating on the Dodgers, but bro, I'm tired of seeing the Dodgers. Truth be told, I don't want to see the Dodgers go back to the World Series, bro. Y'all need a break from the World Series. Damn. Like, let me see a different team. I really want Cubs, Tigers World Series, but you know, that might not happen. Anyway, so Yankees first team to get eliminated. Blue Jays advance. They ended up winning that series 3-1. Blue Jays, they ended up winning the last game as well. That game 4, they won 5-2. So it was crazy. We seen Aaron Judge. He barely showed up, I should say. One game he did show up, but ultimately it just wasn't enough for the Yankees to get it done. So I'm happy with any type of Yankee slander. I'm happy with any type of stuff like that. So I'm content with that. Other than that, like I said, Dodgers are playing the Phillies right now. Dodgers are up in this series 2-1. Game 4 is going to be played tonight or today, depending on where you live. You know, tonight, today. It's happening today. I'll put it that way. Now Dodgers are up 2-1, so Phillies need to win this game or else it is a wrap. So I'm going for the Phillies. I need them to eliminate the Dodgers. I don't want to see the Dodgers no more. Then Cubs and Brewers series is heating up. Cubs, they ended up winning yesterday, so that extended the series even more. So now Brewers have the lead 2-1. But if the Cubs go back and, you know, they win a game today, then maybe anything can happen in that 5th game. You just never really know when it's tied. So I'm hoping Cubs end up winning because I would ultimately love to see Cubs Tigers advance, but it's gonna be tough. And as far as the Tigers, man, I'm so excited for the Tigers. I'll touch on the Tigers game 4 in a little bit. I was actually supposed to say NFL stuff first, but it is what it is. Mariners ended up losing that game. Tigers had 9 runs, which is just crazy. So they're going to be playing a game 5, and that's going to be happening tomorrow on Friday. And if they win, winner of that, we'll go on to play the Blue Jays since they did defeat the Yankees. So I'm excited for the Tigers. I love what I'll touch on it in a sec. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Anyway, we got some more stuff because NFL Week 6 is here. Some of the matchups that we're getting in Week 6. Today, Thursday, is when this is recorded. You got the Eagles playing the Giants. It's happening at MetLife Stadium. hopefully nobody gets injured. I really do, man, we need everybody to stay healthy. MetLife has a success rate of taking people down like crazy, so we just need everybody to stay healthy. And I'm like, it sucks that I'm thinking that every time Giants have a home game now, but that's just the unfortunate reality of it. Broncos will take on the Jets, and that game is happening out in London. The Cardinals will play the Colts. Colts are 4-1. They're hot right now, so you might want to tune into the Colts game if you haven't already had a chance at that. But Colts, they look good. I promise you, man. They look good. So it'll be interesting to see what the Cardinals can do against the Colts. Chargers and Dolphins will play each other. You got the Patriots and the Saints. The Browns will play the Steelers for a divisional matchup. Now, it's still a lot of talk about Shedeur Sanders, but recently, Joe Flacco got traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. Got traded to the Bengals, and he's going to be an immediate starter with the Bengals, which is crazy. But this ultimately advanced Shedeur Sanders from QB3 to QB2. So now he is the second string quarterback, and Kevin Stefanski, doesn't really know what he wants to do for a starting quarterback just yet. So it's a lot of stuff going on with the Cleveland Browns that's up in the air, but it's possible that Shedeur might be getting a start pretty soon. And like I said in the very early on stages in the season, I said Shedeur is going to be the starter by week 7 for sure. And I'm still standing heavy on that. I give it to week 7. Shedeur will be the starting quarterback, without a doubt. Anyway, Cowboys and Panthers are going to be happening. That's going to be happening in North Carolina. Seahawks will take on the Jaguars in Florida. Jaguars had a crazy win in Monday Night Football over the Chiefs. Man, it was explosive. Trevor Lawrence went in, got a game-winning touchdown, and man, it was a tough matchup, but love the way that game finished off. Rams and the Ravens is going to be happening in Baltimore. Titans versus Raiders. Bengals will play the Green Bay Packers. Now, the interesting thing about this, as I mentioned, between the Packers and the Bengals, they just grabbed Joe Flacco in that trade with the Cleveland Browns. However, Joe Flacco already beat the Green Bay Packers. So now he has an opportunity to beat the Green Bay Packers twice in one season with 2 different teams. And I'm almost at this point cheering for Joe Flacco to get it done. I want Joe Flacco to get it done because that is some crazy history that you would see a quarterback beating one team with 2 different teams, like twice. Like it's crazy. So I would love to see the Bengals beat the Packers, but Packers are in Green Bay. So it's going to be a tough matchup for the Bengals either way. And ultimately, I don't know how Joe Flacco is going to already know the playbook and just pick up things on the fly. It's going to be interesting. So it could be a complete disaster, or it could be the complete opposite, like where it's just magnificent. Everything's working for the Bengals. Jamar Chase has a huge day, and Chase Brown has a monumental day. Joe Flacco is looked at as a hero. So you just never know which way it's going to turn with the Bengals and Packers in this game. So I'm definitely excited about this game, and I'm going to keep an eye out for it for sure. 49ers will take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got the Buccaneers winning this at home for sure. 49ers 4-1, Buccaneers 4-1. I personally said some things about the 49ers where I think they have an easy schedule, but they could prove me wrong if they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm looking forward to a good matchup there. And then the Detroit Lions play the Kansas City Chiefs. This is happening in Kansas City. This will be a great matchup. I'm looking forward to this one too, because Lions is the dominant team so far, 4-1, only lost 1 game, which was the opener of the season. And then the Chiefs coming off another loss, 2-3. They lost to the Jaguars. So they're trying to prove to people that they're still contenders, prove that they're still an elite team. And personally, I don't think it's been looking that way. So I can't wait to tune into that game. That's going to be the prime time game for Sunday. And then Monday afternoon, we got the Falcons and the Bills. I'm excited about that. That's happening first. And we got a doubleheader on Monday. So not only is the Falcons playing the Bills, but we also have the Chicago Bears playing the Washington Commanders. Now, this game is going to be interesting too, because this game ended off a Hail Mary last year. We seen Jaden Daniels. He had a Hail Mary, and it was just crazy. And Jaden Daniels will be back in this game Monday, allegedly. So far, they're saying he's probably going to play in this game against the Bears. So it'll be interesting to see. As last video I seen, he was wearing a knee brace as he was doing things in practice. So it'll be interesting to see how healthy he really is and what he really brings to the table. So can't wait to the Sunday games, but man, I got my game with the Detroit Tigers. Dude, this game 4 was just out of the park. I loved this game 4 with the Detroit Tigers. And man, just applaud for the Tigers for showing up and showing out. Because, dude, we ended up winning this game 9-3. The Tigers won 9-3, and the Tigers were literally just thriving in every way possible offensively. I don't remember seeing the Tigers thrive this much offensively in a long time. And if you're a Tigers fan, this was just a party watching game 4 against the Mariners because, dude, we had 9 innings or 9 runs. 9 runs. And to give a little bit of perspective on the Tigers in game 4, we won 9-3. 9 runs we scored. In the series against the Guardians, we had 9 runs total. But yet we hit 7 runs in 2 innings and then finished the total game with 9 runs. So this was monumental for the Tigers offensively. And personally, I mean, we've seen some home runs too. I think it was 3 home runs. Javi hit a home run, Green hit a home run, and Torres hit a home run. And man, like, to give more context, it was only 3 strikeouts for the Tigers offensively. Like, that was it. Now, after those 3 strikeouts, we didn't see anything else. It was bombs away. And the home run that Riley Green hit was just crazy. That was the big momentum changer, in my opinion. I think it was a slider that he threw. And, Riley Green just, sent it deep. It was crazy. It was just, it was a very, very fun party to watch. As a Tigers fan, it was a fun time to watch. And Riley Green home run changed the momentum. I thought Javi, when he hit his home run, it just was like, it was just adding more fire to the fuel or more gasoline to the fire. Like, it was just amazing. And we seen Torres, the home run he hit was pretty much like, I was at that point, once Torres hit that last home run, I was thinking like, okay, we just can't blow it. Like, this is a dream come true. This is an offensive showdown. Like, we're just sending bombs away. This is lovely. And at that point, I'm like, we're up. I think we were up like 7 or something like that. We were up by a good margin. But I started thinking like, look, we just can't blow the lead. Like, we're up 7-3 or whatever the actual score was at the end of the 6th inning. And I'm like, we just can't blow the lead. Like, we got to keep it. We just got to, stay locked in and just buckle this thing down and just walk away. And I also thought the defense played pretty good maintaining that lead. We seen some double plays. I thought pitching was good. Casey Mize, he had 6 strikeouts. He was good. Troy Melton, he was pretty solid. So I wasn't really mad at anything that was happening in this game. We started kind of slow, but ultimately, when we took off, we took off. And I was just glad that was the moment that I caught the game, man. Like, I was just so glad because I wasn't able to tune into it right from the start. So it was a little bit, I was like, I think I missed maybe the first 2 innings or so. And, sometimes these games are decided in the first 2 innings. Like, certain games, we seen it happen with the Yankees earlier where they hit, I think it was like 6 runs or something in the first 1 to 3 innings. And all of a sudden that was it. They didn't score again. So I was just very happy that I got to witness it at the time, even though I was like running tight on time. It was magnificent. And I thought offensively, this game with the Tigers that we seen was a lot of reassurance. So with the Tigers having this big monumental offensive game, it was reassuring that, okay, maybe we can actually hit the ball when we have runners in scoring position. Maybe we can actually win games by just scoring and offensive. Like, maybe we can actually win games in other ways outside of just locking up on defense and, other ways. This was an offensive powerhouse. So when I was looking at this game, I'm like, maybe this is the momentum we needed to get us through the postseason and go on a deep playoff run, because earlier in the season, the first couple of months of baseball, the first 90 or so games, we were pretty elite. We were, we were elite. We were a top offensive hitting team. We had a lot of guys showing up big and getting a lot of runs. Like, we were good. We were really good. Obviously, the course of the season goes up and down because I don't even want to bring up all the, the lead we had. I don't even want to bring up the 14-game lead, whatever. But ultimately, like, it could be a sign that coming off of this offensive powerhouse or this offensive performance that we had in game 4, it could be a sign that we are kind of channeling back to where we started in the beginning of the season. This could be that surge that we need to get us to the next round. And, I just want to say next round. when you get to game 5, anything can happen, but just next round, this could be the surge we need to get us to the next round. And then we'll worry about that, whenever we get there. So I loved everything I seen in this performance. And I was just astonished from the offensive showdown that the Tigers delivered. I'd never seen any. I've seen something like that before, but it was good to see. It was refreshing. I'll put it that way. So I could go on and on about how great the offense was, but like ultimately, it just says it all, man. We at one point in two innings, we had 7 runs. We had 7 runs in 2 innings. Like that's enough to close out games, win games. Like that's magnificent. So it was good baseball above all. And we got game 5. Anything can happen game 5. But the best part about game 5 and the Tigers getting to game 5 after this powerhouse of an offensive surge is the fact that now we have Skubal pitching. And with Skubal, he might heat up. He might go into the beast mode and decide like to throw a no-hitter or something. Like you just never know with Skubal because he's that good. So hopefully we ride the wave of the momentum we had in game 4 and take it into game 5, because that would really set us apart and put us in a great position if we can still hit the ball when we got guys on base, when we got guys in scoring position, if we can hit some homers like that. These things would still put us in great position and ultimately give us an edge since we have Skubal pitching. So, I'm looking forward to game 5, and I think it'll be a great outcome. And man, it's happening Friday. So above all, man, I have nothing really bad to say about the Tigers in this matchup. It was kind of a dreamlike game, but I guess the only criticism that I have is, people were talking about AJ Finch and why'd he throw the rookie out there and switching pitchers. But I'm on the side where I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with him being ahead of the curve and making sure that everybody's, the game is well balanced and making sure that we still have control over the game. So I have no issue with Finch doing that. Like to me, it's smart. In a way, like it's smart. Why wait until somebody else hits 2 homers to be like, all right, now it's time to switch? No, do it beforehand. So I thought the guys he put out there was good. I thought we had a lot of momentum and we maintained it, which is what we need to do. And hopefully game 5, we can have a similar performance. And defensively, I would love for it to be similar. Offensively, man, if we come out and have anything similar to what we did in game 4, I'm gonna just get on a pod and scream. I'm not saying no facts. I'm not giving no statistics. If Tigers come out and have a similar game how they did in game 4, in game 5, I'm just getting on here and I'm screaming. I'm not presenting nothing, no information. I don't care about how many runs. I don't care how many we had compared to last time. None of that. I'm just screaming. So hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do, because I would love to just come on here and scream. No, I'm playing. I'll already be on here screaming anyway. So no, seriously though, man. I'm intrigued by this series. It's been a great series so far, and we got game 5. So let's see it. Any day, I put it this way. Any day Tigers win, Cubs win, great day. And that happened the other day. So we will see. Look, so that's all I got for you guys, man. And I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to leave on a positive note. The positive note I have here for you is just going to be as simple as rest if you need to, but don't quit, man. Just stay at it. Rest, recover, adjust, but just stay at it. Don't quit. It's as simple as that, and interpret that however you want to, but rest if you must, but just don't quit. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Other than that, man, look, that's all I got for you guys. I greatly appreciate if you've been tuning in, if you've been kicking it with me, and all my guys in the live stream, man. I didn't even, so someone just recently, put in here about the Josh Allen thing. So I talked about it earlier, and let me just wrap up the actual pod episode and I'll bring it back again. But that's all I got for you guys. So I appreciate you tuning in. Tune in on Spotify, iPodcast, wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on Instagram at The Run Podcast, TikTok at The Run Podcast, YouTube, The Run with Manny Wilson. So I appreciate it. And until then, we'll be back later on this week. And so on and so on and so on.